What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, January 7th, 2020. I'm going to try it again. I didn't like how my video looked, so I just canceled the whole thing. Bitcoin shatters $8,000 today. I love this because a pattern that we've been tracking for like a week or so has broken out. And I love when this type of thing happens. It's happened so often over the course of years. That is this. Pattern breakouts after covering and doing videos, and all the haters and the commenters that are saying Bitcoin's going down when I'm maybe charting a bullish scenario. I chart bearish scenarios, but all the people that are just commenting, saying Bitcoin's going down, and here we are, Bitcoin breaks out of a pattern. I love it. There's so many targets I want to talk about in this video because we've been tracking them. If you're here right now in this second live stream, thank you for coming by. Thanks for your patience. Hit the like button if you're here. Let's get this thing popping off. All right, I'm going to do my best. Bitcoin did break $8,000. To answer the question, because I want to jump into this for replay viewers. To answer the question, is Bitcoin going to continue? That is the first thing I want to talk about. Because in my mind, I am 100% anticipating, and many won't like this, that's fine. I'm anticipating a pullback to around $7,300. Now, when that will happen, not exactly sure, but it's the biggest thing that is on my mind right now. And that will happen before further continuation to the upside. Now, let's talk about targets, and then we'll bring it all together. So we have some really awesome targets. Let me zoom in on this daily chart to really talk about this. So here's the inverse head and shoulders we've been tracking on Bitcoin. There's the head. We got rejection right here at the neckline, obviously. Came back down, typical head and shoulders setup where we get that rejection. We test the neckline again, confluent with this 50 moving average, this blue line, and we get the breakout. Boom. Now, up here, $8,600 or so is the target for that head and shoulders. Are we there yet? No, we are right below it. So we're incredibly close to that. Now, that's one pattern, okay? There are other things going on here that are incredibly awesome to me. So I did a video, and it's this one over here on the right. And I know it's a hypey title. I'm trying to get those views, everybody. Give me a break. Cut me some slack. I mean, I do these videos for free. Sensational Bitcoin pattern. Bitcoin price target could hit 10,700. I did this a week ago. Now, that video for that target was based on this head and shoulders over here, right? We had a bearish head and shoulders set up over here. So that video was basically discussing a very simple target, and that is a target of around $10,000 or so. And that was based off this right shoulder swing high on this head and shoulders right here being broken, right? And here's that line right here. This happened yesterday. That line was broken. Now, since that's broken, that is basically demolishing this head and shoulders. It's no longer in play, but what we have is a busted head and shoulders. So head and shoulders goes from a bearish pattern, right? Because the head and shoulders would have a breakout down to the downside. So it goes from bearish to very bullish because this right shoulder swing high was broken yesterday. Now the target for that is simple. It's the same thing. It's the height of the head of this head and shoulders. And you take that height to the neckline and you measure it from that right shoulder swing high, right, where the breakout is, to the upside. So the height of that head to the neckline from that right shoulder swing high, and boom. I don't know exactly what it was. I did it in that video. It's around 10,000, a little bit over 10,000. So that's another pattern for Bitcoin. Now, I don't think I put this in the title or in the thumbnail, but the other target, and this is now we're going to zoom out on the charts a little bit, but I'm just throwing this out there, everybody. These are targets. I could cover these all day long. I don't. I try and just spread them out, but this target right around $13,000, it's a target that's been in play like for a while now, and it's a very simple target because we're zooming out on the chart. As you see, we have these smaller patterns, then we have these medium size patterns, and then we have these huge patterns, namely this huge falling wedge that we have since the swing high in July, right? June, July. And here it is. It's just a series of lower highs, lower lows, and it's just this entire falling wedge that you have on the screen in front of us. Now, the breakout pattern, and it's not like I haven't talked about this before, is up here around $13,000. So the reason I'm talking about it now is because now if we zoom back in, you can see Bitcoin has broken that upper trend line. Now, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I'm not trying to, get overly hype and overly bullish. Everybody has fun when Bitcoin's going up. It's up right now, 20% in the last 5 days or so. But it's just a reality. We just broke a trend line, an upper trend line. And, with all of that said, we've just broke some little patterns, namely this inverse head and shoulders that we just talked about. So there's all these patterns being broken, and we kind of just work our way up. We have the $8,600 target, which we're just under. We have the head and shoulders, the busted head and shoulders target of around $10,000 up here. And then on its way up, we have a $13,000 target, right? We're in the middle of all these patterns, and we have to track them. And then from there, maybe we get pullbacks. I don't know. Time will tell. But we start using these breakout areas as supports. And that is probably the most important thing. We can have fun all day long, do bullish videos. We can see Bitcoin break out of resistance. The most important thing, everybody, and I just can't highlight this enough, is support at those breakout areas. Because you better believe it, Bitcoin will have just as much volatility back down. And when it's going back down, that is the time not to panic or freak out or start acting all bearish. But it's the time to see what happens at support when we go back down. And the perfect example is this. We broke through the 50 moving average right here, the blue line. We broke through the neckline confluent with that 50 moving average right there. We're up, right? And for just reference, Bitcoin right now is up from that area, 15%. So what if right now we hit resistance? We don't even hit the $8,600 target, but we hit resistance now. And maybe we trade sideways for a couple days, few days, and Bitcoin comes crashing down. It's a 10% red day. Peter Schiff is talking trash about Bitcoin on that day. You get it. We've been there over and over again. That's what I'm looking for. What happens on that day? Because support at this 50 moving average is everything to me in terms of spotting a true reversal. It's nice we broke through it, but I want to see support at and above the 50 moving average, that blue line. So I think I have another daily. Yeah, here's a daily chart that's open right now. It's a little cleaner. I'm just going to zoom out on the chart. And this is what it looks like, everybody. It's very simple. The 50 moving average for the lifetime of Bitcoin tells the story of Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin exiting the bear market in 2000, the bottom, end of 2018, 2019. What did it do? It broke through the 50 moving average, that blue line, up 15%. Does that sound familiar from where we are right now? Yes. People, I remember, were excited then. And then what happened? Huge red day, back down to the 50 moving average. What happened next is probably the biggest clue that everybody had in terms of Bitcoin showing a continuation, showing signs of bulls and strength. And that is Bitcoin trading sideways above the 50 moving average. And then what happens? Another breakout. And then just trading, boom, above the 50 moving average. That's what I'm looking for. That is the sign that we all want for Bitcoin. It is what happens over and over again in terms of bear market, bull market cycles. I mean, I could go all the way back to 2016, right? Same exact thing. Look at these. You have all these breaks above the 50 moving average. And when you see this sign of support above it, above the 50 moving average, meaning we're not closing daily candles below it anymore, like right here, but we're trading above it. That is an awesome sign of what is to come for Bitcoin, right? And then we can go back even further. And now we're making our way to the bear market of 2015 into, 2016, exiting that bear market. But what happened then? Same exact thing. The 50 moving average is that one indicator, everybody, that you can use over and over again. And it's just one tool in our toolbox of all these other things. And all these other things are the patterns that I started talking about in this video. And then we have things like the Fibonacci. We have the Fibonacci retracement, because That's another tool that we've been using. Here's a Fibonacci retracement. We have our swing low in the bear market low, 2018 in December, to our swing high in July. Fibonacci retracement, the 618 to 786. We tracked it. We talked about it. Probably even as we were hitting the swing high, we said, listen, everybody, we're having a swing high. Expect consolidation for Bitcoin going back down to a higher low from that bear market low. And this is what it looks like. This is a higher low area that we were anticipating. It took weeks and weeks and months to get here, but we got to this channel. We tested it. Right now, we've kind of bounced out of it a little bit. It's a great sign. We're above the 50-week moving average. It's another great sign. But check out that 50 moving average on the weekly, how it's so confluent, running right in between this Fibonacci retracement, right? And it took a lot of patience to get here. And now we just have to keep being patient and just track support. I do want to go to, let's go to a 4-hour chart. No, I want to go to a daily chart, and I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the Fibonacci on this daily chart. This is a shorter term Fibonacci retracement, and it's perfectly synergistic with the 50 moving average. I just talked about potentially Bitcoin making its way back down, right, to test this 50 moving average. I'm like highly confident that Bitcoin will be making its way back down to the 50 moving average. I'm not saying it's going to happen tonight or within hours. I just have a strong feeling, and I have a strong conviction based on charts, not emotion, that it's going to happen. So maybe we have more upside. But from where we are now, this would look like a 12% dip. That could happen tomorrow. It could happen in a few days. It could be a 20% dip if we keep going up from here. I do not know. I'm just saying Bitcoin, I believe, will come back down to test this 50 moving average. So be prepared for it. I know I am. The other thing that we keep in mind when we're looking at the area confluent with that 50 moving average is this swing low that we had back in, mid-December, not even a month ago, a few weeks ago. And if we look at that swing low to this move that Bitcoin is at right now, we find our Fibonacci retracement channel, the 618 to 786, right around $6,800, up to around $7,200. So that is probably the strongest area of support if Bitcoin did come crashing down. And I would expect that area to be that, very short-term capitulation phase for Bitcoin if it did come crashing down. And what we look for is support above the 50 moving average ultimately on the daily chart. The best case scenario is we don't get any daily closes below $7,300. So this Fibonacci retracement I just charted is really worst case scenario, but it's just something that's on my radar. It's something I'm watching, wanted to share it with you. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. There's so much going on. I'm trying to make this a pretty quick live stream. I don't want to drag it on and on and on. I know I could talk here forever. It's exciting doing a live stream video when Bitcoin is moving up. But that's really everything we're looking at right now. Interestingly enough, you have gold making moves, right? That's in the headlines. I did want to show you something though. If you look at where gold is right now, right, to the beginning of this year, it's up around 5%. It's making all the headlines, everybody. Gold nears 7-year high as Iran tensions spark fresh market jitters. I'm not always the person that's going to sit here and do videos and kind of correlate world events to what Bitcoin's doing. It's not my thing. I think about it often. I talk about it maybe with friends, but it's not my thing to sit here and do videos and sensationalize world events with Bitcoin moving, because at the end of the day, I look at the charts and Bitcoin is more on pace with the just technical consistency from a technical analysis perspective. It's so more in sync with that. I have so much more confidence in that than I do, things that are happening in the world are affecting Bitcoin. I think long term, when it comes to supply and demand, things like world events absolutely are affecting Bitcoin. But this Bitcoin move, I just don't personally, I wouldn't personally attribute it to anything that's happening right now with Iran. But this article for gold, attributing it to that. And that's fine. Maybe people are very, tense. They're trying to find some safe haven for their assets. They're feeling like gold is the place for that. But I just want to say something. More and more people in environments like this are going to realize that Bitcoin is a place for that. When the world is unknown, when things are going crazy, Bitcoin is a safe haven. And being able to be your own bank in the unknown, especially in this financial system, wherever that's headed, is extremely powerful. So back to my point, gold is up a whopping like 4.53%. And the people that love gold are probably tweeting about it and probably tweeting how terrible Bitcoin is. But I do just want to say, if we go to a daily chart, and I'm not trying to mock anybody or anything. If we go to a daily chart, Bitcoin is up almost 20% since the beginning of the year. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Those are my thoughts, everybody. I wanted to just talk about this real quick. We have our targets to the upside, but please, everybody, anticipate pullbacks. Nowhere on Bitcoin's charts can you go and look at a Bitcoin chart and see that it just keeps going up, especially in a time when we're breaking through a 50 moving average. Every time we see Bitcoin break through and above a 50 moving average, this blue line on the daily chart, it comes back down to test it. So just please keep that in mind. It's the biggest thing on my mind, even amidst all these bullish targets that I've talked about. I mean, we have a bullish target, everybody, to basically the doors to the bull market, $13,000. And I say that, and I'm going to paint a little context in case you haven't seen me cover this. So let me put it on the screen right now. The bull market doors is the most important Fibonacci retracement that I probably charted in the history of this YouTube channel. So we have our bull market high 2013 to bear market low. Bitcoin, part of its cycle. If this isn't the only time it did it, here it is, the green rectangle, the Fibonacci resistance, 786 to 618. It separates the cycles. It separates the bull market from the bear market. Bitcoin tested it in 2016, came back down, finally broke through it into the bull market. Now we have the same exact type of thing happening, right? Bear market low, bull market high to bear market low this time around. There it is, bull market doors. Bitcoin being separated by this Fibonacci retracement, this resistance channel, same way as last time. And that channel is around 16,000 to around 13,000, give or take. And we've been tracking, I've done many videos on this channel. We hit it the same way we hit it back in 2016 before continuing. We've hit it in the summer. We've retraced back down to the 50 moving average on weekly. And we're waiting for just these patterns to lead us right back into it to test it once again. Will that happen before the Bitcoin halving right now or after? I don't know. It would be awesome to see it happen before, right? One thing I will tell you is this. It happened after the Bitcoin halving last time around, right? Here's the Bitcoin halving in 2016. Bitcoin broke that channel after the halving. So just be patient out there, everybody. We got some time to go. But right now, Bitcoin making a move, at least in the short term, it's what it needs, even for a slow reversal that might take weeks or months. My father-in-law's in the chat. I just caught him, Ernie Segura. What's up, Pa? I see you. He's actually here right now. So I'll see you. I literally will see you in a few minutes, Pa. Thanks for being here. I love you. And I'm getting ready to wrap this up. But check it out, everybody. What I'm talking about is this falling wedge in synergy with this Fibonacci retracement. Right here is what everybody wants. Up here in this green rectangle, the bull market doors. We're not in the bull market yet, everybody. I don't care who says we are. We're just not. We have to break this channel and then see higher highs and higher lows above it. Patience, please. But what's cool is this falling wedge in synergy with that channel gives us a breakout target just below this Fibonacci resistance. And that is what we're looking for. We're looking to get back up there. We're looking to test that area. And the other thing that's above that area is this trend line, which we've also been tracking, a huge pattern. That could be the pattern that breaks us into the next bull market. I did a video on that a while ago, but listen, These are all stepping stones, everybody. It's fun when we're up a little bit. I see the energy in the chats. I appreciate you. If you're here right now, if you're hype, if you're just enjoying it, right? I was with a buddy today. We were just hanging out. Nothing crazy. $8,000. It broke $8,000. Nothing crazy, everybody, but it's fun. Press 1 if you're having fun with it, because we go through the dips together. We have to at least enjoy the little runs that we get in the meantime. Hopefully we get more and more runs, consistent runs, higher highs and higher lows. That's what we're all looking for. That's what we all want. But we can only be patient in the meantime. If you're here right now, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Let's smash through 30,000 subscribers. I'm getting there slowly but surely. Hit the like button on your way out. If you're a replay viewer and you're still here somehow, hit a comment. Let me know how you're feeling out there. I hope you're doing well. I know I am. Time for me to roll. I hope you have a great rest of the night. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.